I believe. I believe love is an answer, a comfort, a lifestyle. It is something that can set us free to be ourselves, our better selves, to achieve what we are capable of doing. I believe there is one God who is looking out for us and created this beautiful world to be a paradise. And I believe that God is a loving God. I believe Jesus had so much to teach us about being good people, about being children of God. I'm not sure about all the miracles, but they seem small in contrast to his saying, "Your caring for others is the measure of your greatness." I believe God will help you if you want to do what is right and good and done with love. I'm not sure if there is a hell, but I'm hoping heaven will be sweet, that I can ask Jesus to answer some of my questions, that I can converse with great minds that have lived throughout time, that I can watch the world or travel the universe. I'd even be willing to come back if it works that way, and would feel blessed to be a bird or a dolphin. I believe we should share and care because everyone has their story to tell, lessons to offer, and we're all born God's children. How we end up depends on every decision we make. I believe that God is happy with everyone who is trying to get closer to Him, whether they're Buddhist, Hindu, Muslim, Jewish, Catholic, Protestant, free thinker, Quaker, Mormon, or primitive. It's the trying that makes life interesting. I believe God sends signs in rain and birds and butterflies and sun and wind, and we need only look to see. I believe in love. I believe in laughter and some silliness now and then for comic relief and to remind ourselves not to take ourselves too seriously. I believe that the pursuit of too much money can distract people from their walk with God, so greed is not good. Laziness or sloth is said to be a sin. Okay, I think it's a shame to waste our time and our gifts in idle occupations. Though there's a place for relaxation, there's just so much to be done, so many ways to have fun, so little time in a day, so much to love, to discover, to learn, and to say. Envy is wanting what someone else has. I see nothing wrong in aspiring to be like others, if they're setting a good example. Envy in the extreme may indeed be wrong, if it means we are not content or appreciative of the life God or our decisions have given us. Ingratitude to God seems a sin of sorts, and making better decisions is always a good idea. I believe it's best to be a person of your word. If you say you're going to do something, do it. If you make plans with someone, stick to it. Then people will learn to trust you. I think hatred hurts the person doing the hating and shows a real lack of forgiveness. Forgiving others is so good for the soul and one's peace of mind. I've heard it said pride is a sin. And I've also been told to stand proud. Be proud you're an American. Take pride in your accomplishments. So I don't see pride as something bad. Arrogance, on the other hand, is uncalled for. So is tooting your own horn. An ego-centered, me-first sort of life lacks compassion. If one thinks only of oneself, one might miss out on all the good things that come from caring for others. And I remember Jesus said to love others like ourselves, and that's obviously a lot. I believe the Ten Commandments offer good advice for life. They tell us to love God first and foremost, and our neighbors as ourselves. They warn us that stealing is not necessary and can lead to harm. I think we should work for what we have, but it's okay to accept gifts freely given. We shouldn't lie, not if we want others to believe us. The cold, hard truth may be welcomed, but it's best to remember that if we have nothing nice to say about someone, perhaps it's best to say nothing. It's not a good idea to want to be intimate with someone's spouse. Someone always gets hurt, and it's hard enough to have a relationship without someone trying to mess it up. Forget adultery. There are plenty of free fish in the sea. I believe faith and hope are important, and maintaining a positive outlook leads to more rewards than skepticism. I believe heaven begins on earth when we learn to love. Love is a hint of the rapturous feeling we may know in heaven. Heaven means being with God. Life without God seems like hell enough to me. How sad a life one would lead if they don't know how to love or be loved in return. Hell doesn't have to be everlasting torment or fire. Not being with God or knowing love is punishment or hell enough. Forgiveness helps us to feel good about ourselves, as well as those we forgive. Holding a grudge is a waste of time and thought. The real issue is, if someone wrongs us, can we not only give them another chance, but have the wisdom to help them be the kind of people who don't need to be forgiven all the time? I agree with Jesus that it's not what we put in our mouths that defiles us, it's what comes out. The mean and thoughtless things we say are what makes us look petty. I believe all people are God's children and should be treated well, even if they're hard to love sometimes. I believe prisoners are just people who made wrong decisions. They are capable of changing their ways and can learn to help others. I think we should retrain people rather than imprison them. I think prison should not be punitive. Denying someone their freedom is punishment enough. I believe we can find safer sources of power than nuclear fission or burning fossil fuels. I believe we shouldn't worship idols, since there is just one God. And we shouldn't idolize fame or fortune or fashion or drugs or status or work or what others have or can do. It's better to simply work on ourselves. Let us try to be better human beings, a creation God can be proud of. I believe we should honor our mothers and fathers, but also our elders, and learn from their mistakes and triumphs. Valuing others, honoring people is a good way to go. I believe in art's power to express us and amaze us, and I enjoy music and theater and sculpture and painting and dance. Long live the arts! I believe that not all people are the brightest bulbs in the box, so it's a good thing to look out for the welfare of others, and there will always be some people who need our help. I believe in freedom of belief, and that we create much of our world by what we think. We should be aware of what's going on in our heads and attempt to focus on positive, loving things. I believe rain is a blessing. I believe God has a sense of humor. After all, He made us. He made all things, well, most things. Man can create also, and has made some awful things and wonderful things. I side with wonderful. I believe it's a good idea to read the Bible often and to discuss it with others. I believe peace on earth could come, can come, may come, should come, and will come when there is more love in the world than hate, greed, prejudice, and misunderstanding. I believe that life is meant to be joyful, so it's okay to laugh and dance and sing and play. I believe it's good to stay centered and think of God often, pray whenever and wherever. Keep an eye out for the loving thing to do, and when you don't know what's best, to look for divine guidance. I believe in freedom of thought, movement, assembly, bearing in mind that we should always avoid hurting others or our